So we're gonna talk about some leaks today, and there's actually some really good leaks to talk about for One Piece Fighting Path. Now that Fujitora dropped, Chopper dropped as a free unit, so this month has been really good, right? Fujitora has been amazing, a really broken unit. I would say, almost. I do believe Fujitora is a meta breaking unit because bro is, I don't know, like things you could do with Fujitora. You guys already saw what he does. Number one OPFP player, showed you how he plays Fujitora. A lot of other pro players show you guys how to play Fujitora. You guys know that unit is completely broken, and you gotta ban him in ranked PvP because if you don't, then you're dead. You're literally dead. Fujitora, amazing, right? So the next characters I'm going to talk about, as well as even beyond, so that's what I'm trying to talk about, the leaks and stuff. But right now I'm not really sure. I mean, right now the current batch right now what we're in is one they showcased like back in, I think, like September when Luffy came out, right? So this batch that we're currently on is with Gear 4, Fujitora, as well as Cavendish. Those three units already dropped, and the next new units that they need to introduce are Tomscape Brook, right? We got also New World, Mihawk, Bartolomeo, Fleet Admiral, Akainu, Baby 5, and Burgess, right? There's still a lot of these characters to drop. So, there's one other unit that's still missing from the other batch, right? And that's Prime Garp. So I've been talking about Prime Garp so many times. I feel like at this point he is not gonna, I don't think he's gonna be a standalone banner. And the least kind of confirmed it just today that Prime Garp would be similar to how we obtain Sengoku. And that is a very long time to acquire a unit, by the way. So if you guys did not know, getting Sengoku frags in OPFP is through Guild Wars, and Guild Wars is every Saturday. And that's, that's a long time. Like, that's like 3 fragments, I think, for each Guild War. So that's a lot of time. So unfortunately, I feel like that's what they're gonna do, because Sengoku Prime Garp kind of makes sense. There's some correlation right there. Or they could just, give us Prime Garp for free, either way. I don't believe that he's gonna be a standalone banner, right? I could be wrong. It's up to the dev's decision on Prime Garp, but he's the only character to be dropped, right, from that old batch, right? Every character dropped except Prime Garp. I just don't know why they keep on delaying him, right? Just very, very interesting. So right now, this current batch, we got a lot of interesting characters like Mihawk, Bartolomeo, Baby 5, Burgess. So we know that Tomscape Brook is going to be an SS unit because all Straw Hat units are going to be SS units. So Brook is going to have a standalone banner, right? We also know Mihawk is definitely going to have a standalone banner, as well as Akainu. And I did talk about Akainu in my previous videos, that he is going to be the next SS unit. So one thing I want to talk about Akainu is that he's broken, right? That's from what the leaks suggest, that testers have been testing out Fleet Admiral Akainu in the game, and he's literally broken. That's all they said. So when I hear that, we're gonna expect something very similar to how Fujitora dropped with his groundbreaking skills and shit. We're gonna see something very similar to Fleet Admiral Akainu. And I talked about this before, man. Akainu is just super strong, right? The one we have right now is really good. This is going beyond that level, right? I'm expecting great things for Fleet Admiral Akainu. I can't wait for him. He's dropping next month. Can't wait. So that leaves us to like S units, right? So we have Bartolomeo, possibly an S unit. We also have Baby 5 S unit. I just don't know about Burgess, bro. Burgess is part of the Blackbeard Pirates scene. He's a really hyped up character. I just still don't know if he is an S or SS unit. He's most likely gonna be an S unit from what I'm seeing so far, bro. Like, I don't know. Could be an SS or an S. So that's the current batch that we're on right now, and really hyped up character. So I'm not entirely sure, right, if they're gonna introduce even more Dressrosa characters like Diamante, Corazon, or like those treble, like Sugar. Like there's so many characters in Dressrosa, and Dressrosa arc by far is like literally the longest, right? It has so many different type of characters from the competition, right? From that competition, there's like so many characters, right? It's, I don't know, like, are they trying to, I really don't think that they're gonna make all these characters playable in Dressrosa. Most of them are gonna be NPCs, and they do release NPC related, like, characters from events and stuff. But I think that's gonna be it. But I'm very interested, right? Are we gonna get to see more of Dressrosa characters in the next batch? And that's what I'm gonna talk about next. The next batch of units. So the next batch of units is actually leaked, and this consists of like Wholecake Island characters, right? I'm not exactly sure if this leak is part of the next batch or the batch that's coming out like later next year, but they're working on it. They're definitely working on it. And I brought up this question like previously, like, yo, are they gonna drop a lot of more Dressrosa characters in the next batch, or introduce half like Dressrosa and half Wholecake Island? I'm not entirely sure what their intention is, but from the leaks alone, right, we have no indication of like even more Dressrosa characters, but it is just full on Wholecake Island characters. So that is actually pretty hype, because we have some confirmation that they're actually moving a lot faster, right? Like, what about Zoe, right? Like the Zoe arc is still in between Dressrosa and Wholecake Island, and there's no mention of Zoe whatsoever in the leaks. So I'm pretty much sure that, and I said this previously as well, like they're gonna just do like a few chapters in the story mode for Zoe, and then they're just gonna go straight to Wholecake Island. And I really like this. I really want OPFP to catch up to where the anime, or like the anime is right now, right? So we get Wano very, very quickly. So I really like that. So Wholecake Island is coming very soon as part of the next batch. So who are these characters that I'm talking about, right? And I even said this previously as well, and I predicted this as well, as January being a very hyped up unit. And who's going to be the January character, right? Big Mom is actually in the leaks, guys. Big Mom is coming very soon. So I did pull up Pirate Warriors 4 gameplay to showcase what Big Mom would look like in One Piece Fighting Path. And why? Because the leaks really do suggest two forms for Big Mom. And this gameplay really depicts that, right? And most likely the skills that you see in Pirate Warriors 4 will be in OPFP. Like, look at this. This is what it definitely a lot of AoE attacks, right? A lot of destruction, right? And the ult is just gonna be like that. That's the ult right there, right? And then she could then transform into angry mode. So there's normal mode and then angry mode, and this is the angry mode version. That's leaked for OPFP. This is exactly it. So Big Mom looking like a very broken unit, and I did talk about this before. Yonko Big Mom possibly dropping in January, just like all the previous Yonkos that dropped, like Whitebeard and Shanks. Big Mom could be the biggest drop in One Piece Fighting Path next year, and this unit is meta breaking 100%. Look at this destruction. Like, all the skills is gonna be so broken. Can't wait. So now that Big Mom is coming, really hyped for that. There's also another leak of Royal Wedding Sanji coming up really soon as well. And looking at the skills, he got a shit ton of skills. And I really don't have to say anything about him because we already have a time skip Sanji in the game, and you guys already repping one of the craziest units in the game right now. And even Diablo Sanji is freaking good. The most amazing unit, and actually the most top picked, I think, during the esports tournaments. You know, Diablo mode, insane damage, and as well as time skip Sanji flying up the air, doing all those tricks and combos, and he's just amazing. So imagine another Sanji coming in to this game. So we are back at Pirate Warriors 4 gameplay yet again, and right now we're going to talk about Snake Man Luffy, and he is actually leaked. So this unit has a lot of skills, and I did talk about Sanji having a shit ton of skills, but this unit particularly has a lot of skills. So Snake Man Luffy, I don't know, is the devs planning to make a base form, then go to Gear 4 Luffy, and then Snake Man? For the Gear 4 Luffy that we had, you know, we didn't have a base form. It's just Gear 4 Luffy. So is that possible? Are we gonna transition into Gear 4 Luffy and then Snake Man, or are they just gonna use Snake Man as the unit? Whatever the case is, this unit has a shit ton of skills. So I'm guessing there's gonna be a base form, and then there's gonna be a Gear 4 form, and then Snake Man. And imagine that we have a cutscene like this in OPFP, like when he transforms and shit. That'll be amazing. But looking like Snake Man from Pirate Warriors 4, man, this Luffy looks amazing, right? It is super quick. Looking like the skills is just all over the place, and most likely it's gonna be like it's gonna be an OPFP. But what I'm really curious about is the ultimate. What could be the ultimate for Snake Man Luffy? And I mean, Snake Man Luffy has a lot of skills. We're talking about like Gel Calverine, Black Mamba, King Cobra, Hydra. So any of these skills specific for Snake Man Luffy could be the ultimate. And I'm very excited to see it in OPFP. Man, like, I can't wait. If this is what we're seeing in the game, I'm fully okay with that, bro. Like, so many skills popping off, bro. Alright, so those are the leaks, and I think I just covered majority of them. These are actually pretty big ones, right? And, you know, what's really interesting is that there hasn't been any leaks of the characters from the existing batch, like Mihawk, as well as like Burgess or Baby 5, like any of those characters, but we're seeing leaks of these Wholecake Island characters. So very interested to see why they showed up very early on in the leaks. Like in the next few months, you know, there's probably going to be another tournament or so they're going to showcase new information and stuff, possibly even the next batch and everything. So stay tuned for that. So with that, man, hope you guys liked the video. On to the next one, guys. Bye.